Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce CRM Analytics video session 79. So basically in today's video, we will actually cover a few parts which I have missed by any chance under data flow as well as under recipe both. Okay, so let's do that, and maybe if time permits, we will actually try to compare the syntax. Okay, whatever we have learned enough on data flow as well as on recipe. Okay. So firstly, let me very quickly show you a few things on data flow which has not been done, and maybe we can do it. Not this one. Sessions. Okay, and let me open my recipe. Okay, guys, if you see over here, we were able to calculate, some 1 month, right? For example, data. Yeah, for example, if you see this one, right? What it's giving you the first day of that month, right? That was the whole idea behind this. Okay, if I show you first day of created date, okay, so that first day of created date always gives you the first day of that particular month, isn't it? Now, how we can do it on the data flow side? There's a way to do it on the data flow because this is something I didn't teach you on the data flow side. Okay, so let's quickly check how we can do it on the data flow side. So I will go to my data flow. Okay, and of course I will. It has been till now whatever we have done on the data flow, all those fields I was implementing it on the recipe, but yeah, here it will be the other way around, which is fine. Okay, we anyhow doesn't do that because we are completely shifting to a recipe. But yeah, I think I somehow missed this part of showing you how we can find the first day of the month on the data flow set. Okay. So here, let me go for this add field and let me write this whatever I've written. Okay. So you already know this part. That's completely fine. That how, I mean, we have done a lot on this. Okay. Now this create underscore single, we already know how to convert this to date, which is fine. Now, how to find the first day of the week? There's a function called month. 1 minute, huh? Okay, month underscore first underscore day. I mean, if you just search with this, right? Let's say month. Right. So there's a beautiful article on this one. Okay, month underscore first underscore day. Fine. If you just go over to this article, it's a Salesforce page only. So month underscore first underscore day, that's how it's given. And similarly, there are many others if you see. Okay, so I'm utilizing this function month underscore first underscore day. This is how I'm going to write month underscore first underscore day. Okay, and that's what I've written over here, month underscore first underscore day. And this, the type will be date, of course. Okay, and here again, I will write the format as y dash dash dt format. Okay, that's completely fine. And I will copy this because for the next expression, I will use the same thing. So this is first day of the created day, and let's say I want to find the last date of that created day. I think this is something we have done on the recipe side as well. Okay. Like if you remember that last date of that created date, we were doing in this manner, right? This was the last month of the created date. Okay. Last month. I shouldn't have written last month. Actually, the appropriate date is last day. Huh? Just correct this one. This will be last day. Last day of month. Okay, that's how one should write it. Last day of month. And let's see what I've written on the data flow side. First day of created date. Okay, first day of month. First day and last day. I think last day makes sense. Okay, we don't have to write this off month. I think last day is enough. We can write it as last day. Last day of created date. Here I can write last date of present month we can write, but I think we can skip that. Not an issue. Okay. Anyways, let me click on apply. And here, if you go, if I click on add field, I will just write last day of created date. Okay. and I will put that expression. So here instead of month underscore first underscore day, now I will have month underscore last underscore this function. Okay, month underscore last underscore day. So here I will quickly write. Okay, and this it will be date of course, and the date format I will just give it as yyy dash dash tt format. Okay, I click on save, propagate, and let me just update this. And finally, I hope I didn't make any mistake. Let me check so that it doesn't throw any error. Date part I've given. Okay, this is fine. And here also last day of that. So I hope this makes sense. For example, if the created date is on 29th October, okay. If the created date is on 29th October, let's say on any day of the month, basically the first day of the created date will be nothing but 1st October. I don't know if I've written it properly or not, if that particular name, but that's the concept. And if I want to find the last day of that created date, it should be 31st. Okay. So last date of that month, okay, of month, last day of month of created date. I think I can write something like this, last day of month. Okay, here I can also write the same thing of created date. I think that would make more sense, but I never wanted to make it lengthy, but that's fine. And similarly, I can here first day of month, first day of month of created date. Okay, that's it. Now let me save. Okay, let me update and let me run the data flow. And in the meanwhile, I can make some correction here also. Okay, I can write here last day of month of created date. Here also I can write last day of. Okay, let me click on apply, and here it will be first day of month. Okay, first day of month. Okay, that's it. And let me save this. That's fine. Okay, it's showing me as failed. Let's check what's the issue. Something went wrong. Why isn't derived fields invalid? Make sure created. Okay, I think I made a mistake with the field name. Okay, so for example, if you see here, okay, it should be created capital D, and I think maybe I didn't somehow do that properly. It should be, yeah, I did it. I missed the small d part over here. Okay, let me save this, and here also I think I have missed the small d part. That's why it's throwing an error. Okay, and this one I should give in single quotes. Fine. This one is better to give in single quotes, and that part let me do it over here as well. Let me give this part in single quotes. Okay, that's it. Let me save, propagate, and I hope I didn't make any mistake with the bracket part. Okay, that seems cool now. Let me update. Let me run this. Okay. Okay, let's monitor this. Okay, so it's ran successfully. Okay, and now if I open the derived field which we already are maintaining, and very quickly over here, if I bring the first day of month as well as the last day of month. Okay, let me click on apply, and let me bring the created date over here. Okay, so now here if you see, this is my created date, right? 18/8. So first day I'm getting as 1/8, and last day as 31/8. Okay, something which we did on the recipe, we can do it over here also. I just wanted to show you that part. Okay, and yeah, here if you can refer this, you can refer. I mean, I've done for a month. You can do for, fiscal week, all those stuff, fiscal, fine, quarter, all those things. Just understand the concept, and you can analyze that part later. Okay, that's fine. This was one thing which was left on the data flow, which I've done. I think I've covered most of the things. Okay. On the recipe side, if you remember, I was struggling with the date part, created date. Like, of course, if you see here, we have done the now, right? I mean, that's functionality, we did it. And, there was something now which I applied somewhere here. Let me check. Okay, for example, here I applied the now, but I was struggling to put the created date. Okay, there was some error. So let's quickly check that once again. Fine. So I will just write here current date 1, and also here I will write current date 1. Okay, it's already exists. Let me write current date 2 then. Okay, that's fine. But the basic thing is here, actually, there's a function called current date. Okay, now when I put this current date, right, and this current date is nothing but it has to be in date only. Okay, and I think let's have it in this format, y. That would be fine. Yeah, I think this format itself is fine. Okay, y. And if I click on apply, remember I was getting an error. It was saying that it's not compatible. Like it is date, but output type is showing as date type. Now the problem is here, we only have this option of date time. We don't have an option of date, if you see. Okay, so how to resolve this part? There's a function called to timestamp, which we already used, right? So just take this part into consideration, to timestamp. Okay, that's it. And here in this to timestamp, you just put this current date over here. Okay, so delete this whole thing and just put the current date and just click on apply. So as you can see, the issue got resolved. Okay, and if you see this current date too, it's showing today's date 29 2024 10/29. Okay, that was the part of it, like why it was not coming earlier. If you remember, in one of the session I was trying, I was getting that error, but yeah, finally I'm able to resolve that error. And yeah, this is the way you can do. This is the separate ways. You have that now, you have that complete functionality which I told you from here, right? And this is also one of the way, just for your knowledge, you can uh, take it into consideration. Okay, another part is there is something called as current date with time. Okay, for example, if I go for, there's something called current timestamp. Okay, so current timestamp, what it does, it basically gives you in terms of time also. Now this depends on when the engine runs. So right now, don't go by whatever you see. I mean, when it comes to current timestamp. Okay, so let me write over here current timestamp. uh and here of course the output type will be date time. And here of course, let me map it this one. Let me click on apply. What is expecting? Okay, sorry, this won't be there. Let me click on apply. Now, this current timestamp, if you see, and if I completely go to the right, okay, you see it's giving me the current, but don't go by this time which is given as of now, because once I run this engine, right, once I run this engine, it will show me automatically that time when it got run. So current timestamp, always remember, it gives you that particular time when it runs, okay? So let me just show you this part. So in the article also it's mentioned, for example, if you open this, no, which we opened earlier as well, date functions for formulas on Salesforce, okay? Yeah, under here, if you go to the last section, just remember this part. These functions are relative to when the job runs. So whenever the job runs, the time will change, the current date will change, because once the job runs, whatever is that time, that will be marked. So that's why it's written. These functions are relative, means it's dependent, or it the time, or the current date, the timestamp will change as per the job runs. What are those functions? Now, current underscore date, current underscore time, to underscore means underscore time. But yeah, that's fine. So that's what I have done over here as well. Okay. And you can see the result in this particular preview section of recipe. But yeah, ideally you can check it on the data set as well. Not an issue. Okay. And yeah, hopefully we can have one session where we will compare the syntax of whatever we use in data flow and whatever we use in recipe. But I think most of you have got a little bit of brief idea. I mean, these all doesn't matter. Case when also we didn't find much difference, except in case when you have to put whatever you put in double quotation in data flow, you have to put in single quotes, and usually the field name we don't put in any kind of quotes. Okay, then this, instead of plus which we use in data flow, we use this double standing line, right? And yeah, this is the way it goes about. Then we matches, instead of matches we write contains over here, right, in recipe. Then instead of dot dot, like we write 10,000 dot dot 20,000 two dots. Here we write between. Okay, so these are some of the things, and maybe we can discuss this in details. But yeah, that's it about this video. And please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.